Hi there! Welcome to my YouTube channel Grammar Buzz Learning Made Easy. In today's video, we are about to discuss a commonly confused topic, that is whether a given sentence is a polite request, an imperative sentence, or a real question, an interrogative sentence. So without any further delay, let us begin our discussion today. But before that, let us look into the lesson objectives. So today's lesson objectives are knowing the difference between a polite request and a real question, and also knowing how to identify them. So now let us quickly revise and recap what we have already learnt in our previous lessons, and that is, what is a sentence? Well, do you remember what a sentence is? I think you really do. So let us quickly revise what we have already learnt. Well, a sentence is a group of words which has been arranged in proper order. That is the basic definition, right? Now let us look into a more advanced form of it. Well, a sentence is a group of words arranged in proper order, making complete sense, having a verb in it, beginning with a capital letter and ending with an end mark, right? If the words are not arranged in proper order and they do not make a proper meaning or do not have a verb in it, they can never be called a sentence. So all these criteria are essential for words in groups to be called sentences. Now let us look into the different types of sentences that we have. Well, the different kinds of sentences are declarative sentence, which are statements, interrogative sentence, which are basically questions, exclamatory sentence expressing strong feelings, and imperative sentences. In today's video, we will be basically discussing about imperative sentence and interrogative sentence. Imperative sentences are commands or orders, advice or suggestions, directions or instructions, requests, warnings, and at times invitations too. But our topic specifically for today is imperative sentence, polite requests. But before that, let us look into and quickly revise what is an interrogative sentence. Do you remember what it is? I bet you do. Yes, an interrogative sentence is a question sentence that asks direct questions, always ends in a question mark, is used to obtain information and clarifications, and often begins with WH words like who, what, when, where, or why. That is simple, right? Now let us quickly begin the main discussion today, and that is a polite request versus a polite question, and what is the difference. Now, let us begin with a very simple example sentence, and that is, could you please pass me the pepper shaker? Could you please pass me the pepper shaker? Can you tell me whether the given sentence is an interrogative or imperative sentence? Well, it is a polite request and it falls under the category of an imperative sentence, even though it has a question format and ends with a question mark. Why it is not really an interrogative sentence? That is because we are not truly asking if the person can pass the pepper shaker. We are only asking them to do it. It is a request, not a question, expecting a yes or a no for an information. This is a sentence which is a polite request in a question form. Even though it looks like a question, the purpose is what matters. If the sentence is asking someone to do something, it's an imperative sentence. Take a look at this example sentence. It is a very common sentence that you often use in your schools. Please, may I come in? Please, may I come in? What about this sentence? Is this an imperative or an interrogative sentence? Well, it is a question. It is an interrogative sentence. It ends with a question mark. And you are asking for a permission. It is a direct interrogative sentence seeking a yes or a no for an answer. And it also ends with a question mark. So it is not an imperative sentence but an interrogative sentence. Now let us take into account two more sentences for better understanding. The first one is, could you please turn off the lights? Could you please turn off the light? And the second is, could I take a break now? Could I take a break now? Can you tell me which of these is an interrogative sentence and which is an imperative sentence? Well, the first sentence, could you please turn off the light, is a polite request, although it ends with a question mark. It has a formation of a question but the function of a polite request. Hence, it is an imperative sentence. It does not seek an yes or a no for an answer. It simply orders you something in a very polite way. Take a look at the second sentence. Could I take a break now? Well, this is a direct question and it ends with a question mark. It seeks permission and it also needs an answer as a yes or a no. So, it is an interrogative sentence. Before deciding whether the given sentence is an interrogative or an imperative sentence, you need to keep certain points in mind. That is, am I asking someone to do something? Whether it is a polite request? And if it is so, it will often function like an imperative sentence. Or, am I asking for permission to do something? If that is so, it is an interrogative sentence, even though it might be a polite one with the word please in it. I hope you have understood the difference between a polite request and a polite question and will be able to identify the same. So here is your practice time where I will be putting up a few sentences for you to decide whether it is an imperative sentence or an interrogative one. So your first sentence is, would you mind helping me with this? Would you mind helping me with this? So what do you think? What kind of a sentence is this? Keep in mind, are you seeking a permission or is it just a polite request that you're making? And you are absolutely right. It is an imperative sentence because it is a polite request and not a permission that you're seeking. Well done. Here comes your next sentence. And your sentence is, can I borrow your pen? Can I borrow your pen? So, what do you think? What about this one? What kind of a sentence is this? Well, you are absolutely right. This sentence seeks permission, so it has to be an interrogative sentence. Good job. Here's your next question, and that is, might I leave early today? Might I leave early today? What about this one? What do you think? Is it seeking permission? Is it making an order? A polite one though. Well, you're right. It is an interrogative sentence as it seeks permission. Here comes your next question, and that is, could you please open the window? Could you please open the window? Well, what about this? What do you think? Well, it's a polite request and so it has to be an imperative sentence. This sentence does not seek any permission. Here comes your next sentence, and that is, can you hand me the notebook? Can you hand me the notebook? What about this one? Well, this too is a polite request and it is an imperative sentence. It does not seek a yes or a no for an answer. So, with that, we come to our last question, and that is it okay if I sit here? Is it okay if I sit here? What do you think about this? Well, this sentence seeks permission and it ends with a question mark, so it is an interrogative sentence. And with this, we come to the end of our video. Hey, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have and you want me to make more of such informative videos for you, then please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.